They rise from desert sands like whispers, echoing ancient truths carved in silence. Stone giants gaze at the heavens, waiting for minds awakened by forgotten memory. Why do pyramids appear across continents, sharing symmetry, orientation, and divine purpose? Is it coincidence or a hidden language in stone, geometry, and cosmic alignment? Their builders left no manuals, only clues scattered in myth, light, and proportion. Every triangle carved with care, each stone aligned to channel more than gravity. Not tombs, but temples of energy, maps of consciousness and gateways beyond matter. The Great Pyramid stands not as a grave, but as a message encoded. Its angle of 51.84 degrees reflects the golden ratio, phi, universal harmony. This number appears in DNA spirals, galaxies, and the human skeletal design. It's not coincidence, it's design, a language of creation embedded in the structure. If you trace the base and height, you find pi, the circle constant. From linear to circular, the pyramid unites opposites in sacred architectural wisdom. How did so-called primitive people encode such precision without computers or satellite mapping? They used intuition, connection to the cosmos, and perhaps something else beyond explanation. The Great Pyramid aligns almost perfectly with true north, unmatched by modern engineering. Its sides mirror cardinal points, suggesting the Earth itself was their canvas. Ancient builders were astronomers, mystics, geomancers, and perhaps receivers of stellar knowledge. Its three main pyramids mirror Orion's belt, locked in celestial resonance forever. Pyramids are not static structures. They vibrate, resonate, and interact with the environment. Scientific studies show energy concentration near their apex, defying conventional physics understanding. These are not just stones, they are instruments sculpted to interact with energy. Sound moves strangely inside them, forming nodes, resonance, and harmonic chambers of transformation. Ancient chambers vibrate at frequencies linked to Earth's own natural electromagnetic pulse. The Schumann resonance echoes inside, creating altered states, visions, and deep introspective journeys. Were initiates placed inside these halls to dissolve the ego and awaken soul? In silence and darkness, surrounded by angles, frequencies reveal the geometry of being. What modern science cannot measure, ancient builders learned by listening through the heart. The pyramid's geometry isn't arbitrary. It's a harmonic amplifier for higher consciousness states. They were used for more than burial, perhaps for healing and energetic recalibration. Inside them, reality bends, thoughts stretch, and perception opens to interdimensional experiences. Some believe they enabled contact with higher beings, guides, or universal intelligence streams. Across time, pyramids appear in Egypt, China, Mesoamerica, even submerged structures off Japan. Civilizations separated by oceans converged in geometry, alignment, and purpose without communication. How did they know to build these forms, always pointing upward, skyward, inward? Maybe pyramids were not only human creations, but reminders left by something else. Atlantean legends, Sumerian myths, and Egyptian scrolls speak of beings of light. The Shining Ones, the Watchers, architects of divine codes, guardians of planetary balance. Perhaps they passed down the secrets, and pyramids were their legacy to humanity. Tesla studied pyramids, inspired by their shape to build energy-transmitting inventions. He believed the Earth had energy nodes, and pyramids amplified and directed them. Modern engineers discovered electromagnetic fields intensify within pyramidal forms, especially near the apex. Why is this not in textbooks, not shown in schools or mainstream media? Because knowledge is control, and control rests on keeping others in darkness. To know the pyramid is to unlock a door to your own soul. It reflects not only stars, but the structure of consciousness, the ascension process. Its base represents the physical, the foundation, the material world of survival. As you rise, you pass through emotional layers, intellectual levels, spiritual dimensions of self. At the apex, you meet the eternal, the observer, the unified field of being. Your body is a pyramid too, with energy centers aligned like sacred chambers. The spine is the staircase. The chakras are rooms of light and learning. At the top lies the pineal gland, the eye of Ra, the inner sun. It sleeps until you climb, awaken, and see through the veil of illusion. The pyramid is not external alone. It's a map folded within your form. Initiates knew this, entering the chambers to mirror their inner sacred architecture. Blindfolded, stripped of identity, they pass through stages of initiation, vibration, and rebirth. Inside the king's chamber, resonance guided breath and thought toward transcendental thresholds. Some emerged with visions, others collapsed in awe. Many were never the same. Because the pyramid changes nothing except the lens through which you perceive reality. Its geometry peels back illusion, revealing light patterns etched into the soul. Even today, those who meditate inside report lucid visions, energetic shifts, and clarity. It's not superstition, it's suppressed science, ancient wisdom misbranded as myth. Why do so many elite symbols include pyramids, often without the capstone? Because the apex represents awakening, illumination, the point where control dissolves. They show the pyramid missing its top because they do not want it complete. They want you rooted in the base, distracted by the material, blind to ascent. But within you lies the path upward, the journey from base to brilliance. The triangle, stable and focused, points not only up, but toward remembering. Remembering who you are before the programs, before the division, before forgetting. Even our dollar bears the pyramid, watching with a single eye above. The all-seeing eye is not theirs, it's ours, stolen and hidden in plain sight. Because once you see the pyramid as you, they lose all power. The world becomes a mirror, not a prison, and fear dissolves. Energy flows where attention goes, and geometry focuses attention like a divine lens. So every angle, every ratio, every proportion becomes a prayer to the cosmos. And the pyramid becomes a temple where intention shapes reality. You are never meant to be small, broken, or forgotten. You are born to rise, to embody sacred shape, sacred sound, sacred knowing. Each step toward the apex is a step toward truth, courage, and expansion. From ego to soul, from density to light, from fear to alignment, What was once outside you is now seen as reflection, never separation. You are the builder, the initiate, and the capstone waiting to return. No longer missing, but awakened, complete, and shining from within. That is what they feared, what they tried to erase with false narratives. That you are divine geometry incarnate, a living pyramid, both form and frequency. Do not look to stone alone. Look within, where the real temple sleeps. Activate your structure, harmonize your breath, align with the field of truth. Let the pyramid remind you, reshape you, elevate you into your original pattern. A pattern not of death, but of remembrance, resonance, and return. What if pyramids were never meant to preserve the dead, but awaken the living? What if they are frequency devices designed to realign consciousness to source? Every culture that used them spoke of light, stars, and immortal wisdom. These are not coincidences, but constellations in stone, waiting to be decoded. When you gaze upon the Great Pyramid, see it as a mirror. It reflects your divine potential, not the dust of forgotten dynasties. When you sit in its shadow, feel your own power rise within. When you meditate on its form, remember the soul's journey upward. From the square of earth to the point of light, you ascend. As above, so below. As within, so without, the pyramid sings. It sings in frequency, in silence, in geometry, in the pulse of space. And if you listen, truly listen, it reveals the secret buried in you, that everything is vibration, and your thoughts sculpt your personal temple, that you are not random, not lost, but a node in cosmic intelligence, a sacred architect building realities with sound, shape, and intention. So rise, initiate, climb the inner pyramid, and restore the missing capstone. Let your life become a structure of harmony, balance, and radiant presence. The ancients left clues, not for worship, but for remembrance. The pyramid is a doorway, and now the door stands open. Will you walk through it, or keep circling its base in fear? Truth waits at the top, shining, steady, silent, like the sun at dawn. Climb with purpose, align with clarity, and build your life with sacred intention. Because what they feared was not stone or history, but you. You becoming the apex, the light, the awakened geometry of consciousness. And that future, that ascension, begins the moment you remember your shape. You are not just flesh and thought. You are design, energy, and resonance. Your breath is the wind between the chambers, your heart the eternal drumbeat. The pyramid beats with you, and you are never separate from its rhythm. So stand tall, shoulders back, head high, and claim your structure. You are the living temple, the awakened eye, the capstone returned. And now that you remember, there is no turning back. Only climbing upward, step by step, into infinite light. Because the real pyramid was never in Egypt, it was always inside you. If this awakens something deep inside you, the journey has only just begun. Subscribe now and activate your highest frequency, because they fear the moment you remember who you are.